Hi Michael, Phil Beever here from the Wilderness Club. Quick recap on our lesson the other day. So if we run through a couple of parts here, this is you at the end of the lesson, so things were getting tidier. So we can see that takeaway. I just want to keep that club head just in front a fraction more when your hands reach your right thigh. We can see now, the good thing is your hand path is now moving inwards, so we can see your hands are moving in. But the club head's just going a fraction too underplane for me. If we look at Alex's here, draw a line on his hands, you'll see his hands stay inside that yellow line, but his club head stays a little bit more outside of the line than yours in that particular frame. Also, we can see his club face is shut, where yours is open, and that's due to the rolling of the hand. So don't forget, you've got to take them hands away, hands to right thigh with no rotation and in a big steep hinge. I would like to see it hinging through that right forearm. If we look at Alex's now, it cuts through that right forearm. If we look at yours, it does, but it's on a flatter plane. So that's the thing. That's quite important for pitching, chipping and stuff. When we get to the top, it's starting to look nice. It's just starting to get a bit disconnected. These arms keep going up and up and up, and it gets a bit long, lifted. This right elbow could be tighter, but that's all things we can do later on in the future. If we look at Alex's at the top, his elbows are much closer together. Yours are a little bit more flying, so we'll do a little bit of ball work on that. The big thing we were trying to change is the other day at Sunningdale, when we came down, you were tending to swing too far from the inside. You've done a great job here of getting the club more out in front, but for me it's just fractionally too steep. At this frame here, we can see your shaft plane is still pointing inside the ball, and the first move from the top, Alex's shaft's going to shallow behind him. So his arms aren't changing plane, it's the club shaft that is falling more behind him. So that same stage as yours, we can see his shaft is going to point above the ball, where yours is pointing inside the ball or on the ball. It's hugely important to get that shallow in, to get that rotation through on the way down. So that's the other part we had to work on, and that will just stop the club head getting very close to hitting this post pole here, where it was just coming from the outside and then swinging across, which is great for cuts, but it can be hit push cuts and too weakening. If you flip it a little, literally 1/4 of a degree, it's going to be a pull draw. So we just need to get that club just tracking a bit more from the inside, but nice and shallow. Work on that for me, Michael. If we look at Alex's there, you'll see it cuts through his right forearm perfectly there, as opposed to yours. At that same stage is a little bit too steep. Can't we see that there? Yours is just above the forearm. So hands to right thigh, steep set. If you can work on squeezing them elbows together to the top, that'd be great. And on the way down, let's get that club head falling behind more. Don't change the arm position, just get the club head shallow in. If that club was there now and then there, that'd be perfect. And then you can turn onto it as hard as you like.